Hello and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech for yet more of your daily gaming news with myself, Amata, here on the 3rd of October. This time I have some news to you from Watch Dogs, as the PC specifications for that particular version of the game were posted briefly on Ubisoft's Uplay store before they were taken down. However, a helpful reader on NeoGAF was able to share them before they were removed. Now, the most interesting thing about these PC specifications is that Watch Dogs will actually require a 64-bit version of Windows in order to play. Now, obviously, because Ubisoft did remove them and they have yet to comment on how accurate these specifications are, I would say that you should probably take these with a small pinch of salt and that these may not be the final specifications. However, I'd say that they're a pretty good indication of what to expect. Now, it is an interesting choice to require a 64-bit operating system, if indeed that is true, because according to the latest Steam statistics, 24% of customers do not have a 64-bit operating system. Now, the game will actually be about 20 gigs in size and has various different requirements, which I'm just going to go through with you now. Now, we've got it split up into various sections of basics, where you need at least Windows Vista, as you might expect, with Service Pack 2, Windows 7, Service Pack 1, or Windows 8. And it does say here, note that we only support 64-bit OS. A DVD-ROM will be DVD-ROM dual layer, hard drive space 20 gigabytes, sound is DirectX 9.C, compatible sound card with latest drivers, and of course, a broadband connection and service required for multiplayer mode, as you might expect. Now, we're going into the real meat of things now with the minimum specifications for your system. And we've got the GPU is DirectX 11 graphics card with 1 GB video RAM, quad-core CPU, 4 gigs of RAM. Now, they have given a couple of examples for both the GPU and the CPU. So, one example was GPU minimum will be NVIDIA GTX 460, and CPU-wise Intel Core 2 Quad Q6600. And the second example on the AMD side was the AMD Radeon HD 5770 or the AMD Phenom X4 9750. Now, of course, these are just examples, but it does give you a rough idea of what you need minimum to run this game. Now, of course, as you might expect, we do have, of course, the recommended system requirements for Watch Dogs PC version. And we've got GPU as DirectX 11 graphics card with 2 GB video RAM, 8-core CPU, 8 gigs of RAM. And the examples given for the GPU are NVIDIA GTX 560 Ti or AMD Radeon HD 7850. In terms of CPU, an example given was the Intel Core i7 3770 or the AMD FX 83508 core. Now, which is rather nice whenever companies do this, because they don't always. Sometimes it's just minimum and recommended, but we do have the maximum system requirements as well. And we've got latest DirectX 11 graphics card with 2 GB video RAM or more, latest 8-core or more, 8 GB of RAM or more. And of course, as you might expect, they've given some examples that are not hugely different from what we've just given, but I'll go through them with you anyway. Now, GPU-wise, they've given examples of the NVIDIA GTX 670 or the AMD Radeon HD 7970. CPU-wise, they've given Intel Core i7 3930K or the AMD FX 9378 core. So there you have it. Those are the supposed system specifications on requirements for Watch Dogs on the PC. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, these specifications were uploaded onto Uplay for a while before they were taken down by Ubisoft, and of course Ubisoft has yet to comment on how accurate they are, but I would imagine that since they were posted, they're at least in the ballpark. They're fairly accurate. I think the main thing that may not be true is the 64-bit OS requirement. It does seem odd to me that you would shut out anyone with a 32-bit system because, well, a fair few people do. Of course, a larger number of people have 64-bit, but quite a few people still have 32, as you might expect. So hopefully Ubisoft will give some official word on this soon, but I'd say that you could probably believe most of these requirements, just maybe take it all with a pinch of salt, but I'd say this is at least fairly close to what we could expect in terms of power for the PC. Anyway, that is me done for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.